Hello everybody, and today we have episode 5 of HWH Season 7. What we got going on here is we're going to start off with a plain level slapdash, because all you can do is just slap down on this piece here and it'll send a car flying into this unique piece right here. This is something that I actually got a little while earlier, before HWH Season 7 even began. So, of course, this is what's going to be the starting portion for this exact layout that I built. Then just long straightaways, a 180, and then coast all the way down to a white finish block at the very end. So, of course, that's basically what it's going to be. The main challenge will be to get through this, and then just have a nice victory lap all the way to the finish. We're going to see if we can get any of these 17 models that I picked out, from Count Muscula, Renan Rig, and the Bugatti EB110 to Turbulence, my very first ever model, Volkswagen Caddy, Nitro Tailgater, and some others. So, let's get going. We're going to get started with Count Muscula, and if any can make it through this whole thing right here, then well, it's just simple. Let them go all the way down to where I'll then mark their spot. Well, looks like Count Muscula did pretty well, and therefore this is where it'll go. Now it's time to move on to Renan Rig. Wow. Not quite. But let's still hold out some hope, because we want to make sure that any vehicle can at least get some pretty good amounts of progress. There you go. And it makes it slightly further than Count Muscula. So, there you go. Third, we have ourselves the Bugatti EB110. Such a nice, rare, exotic piece. But how does it do on this? Wow. What a fail. Didn't even make it past this part. So, try again. Oh, man. That's going to leave a mark. Well, it dragged a little bit. I could hear it dragging. So, we'll just leave it right on this corner of the table. Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile. This one's a great track car, from what I heard. It could definitely perform, but can it go through this? Well, just behind Renan Rig, so it can ace most tracks, but it apparently just fell behind a rig. So, kind of embarrassing if you ask me. Tomb Up is number 5 in this race. So, go. Oh, couldn't really hang on to it, but hey, that's kind of what the purpose of some trials are meant for right here. Well, that did not do so well either. Well, last one. We're going to see if it can actually do well this time. It's just not its day, it seems. AMC Rebel AMX. Well, this is a really nice model right here. The Rebel Machine, to be exact. Hopefully can do well at this. Well, flipped upside down during that last part of the inversion. So let's hope it doesn't do that again. Whoa. Hardballing on it doesn't work very much either. Well, actually, let's just go a little more gentle. Let's see if that actually changes anything. Makes no difference, it seems. So we're gonna have to move on to Nitro Tailgater. This one's a really good car as well. Oh. I suppose that the backside isn't really gonna allow for very much to happen. So let's go ahead and make our last few moves by going backwards with this. Well, one more time. Looks like it just didn't do very well there. Volkswagen Caddy is going to be up next. Ah, right there at the very end. So that's our first one that technically aced the whole thing. So we're going to have ourselves go at it with another new for 2022 model known as Mighty K. Wow. Just went flying instead of going through an inversion. Oh well. Can he actually do better though? Let's see. Consistent crashes, very little of anything else. I suppose that because of the small design on this little truck, it's just not going to handle very well on some of these parts of track. Ooh, didn't even grip on hard enough to go all the way through. So, that's it. Highway 35, backdraft is pretty much what we got here. Missing a surfboard, obviously, because that probably would get in the way of the launcher. Also, because I can't find it. Oh, that didn't do so well. Try again. Third time, let's see if that's the charm. Well, just doesn't want to hang on. That could be a fatal flaw in most cases. Next, we're going to move on to the Pikes Peak Tacoma, which I could certainly tell you it's not going to do very well in this layout. So, let's see how it goes. Oh, wow. It made it through an inversion, but unfortunately, it's got a splitter at the very front. That can cause it to drag at some parts. Yeah, going backwards won't really help much either. So let's try again. Going front. This time, didn't even make it through the whole loop. So that's just that. Classic Bone Shaker is what's up next. As classic as it can possibly get. But is it classic enough to be a legend on this kind of layout? What a flop. A definite flop in this case. Flopped onto the floor, pretty much. So, 2 more times, hopefully. Well, at least he stayed on the track, but landing on the bucket wasn't really the goal here. Well, there goes another one. Only 4 models have made it so far, as you can see. Cal Muscula, Arkham Asylum Batmobile, Ren & Rig, and Volkswagen Caddy. Time to move on to the first ever model I ever got. It's pretty much just a newer version, one that is in better condition than the last one I got. Turbulence. So, how can you do on this one, Turbulence? Wow. Apparently, not really good, it seems. But, can we basically at least get one good shot at this? Hopefully you can. Well, in addition to flopping onto the floor, you also took down the Bugatti EV110, so I guess one more time then. It's time to go forward, because that's how you gotta do it anyways. Well, not so good there. 2019 Mercedes A-class. I really gotta say, this is a really nice little hatchback that they made in the late 2010s, but here in this season of HWH, let's see if we can actually get something good to come out of it. Wow. Made it through a loop, but unfortunately flopped. And its front end scraped against the track, so it also drags like some other models do. That is cheating, if I ever saw anything like that. And last time, hopefully it's a charm. Wow. Trying to do skateboard tricks by grinding onto the sides of the rails. Not really going to do very well here. Audi RS e-tron. It's pretty much the next model that we got here. Man, I really love it for what it is, but let's see how it performs. Get a room, you two. We know that you're licensed out to Marvel, but apparently you're still a fan of DC, Audi. Ouch. Upside down. One more time. Gosh. I guess hardballing isn't the best technique here. Now we're going to move on to Metalloid. Had so many fails, as you can see right here on this corner. Can Metalloid actually do good here? Hopefully it can. Go. One more time. Oh, wow. Looks like it conquered the main obstacle, but of all the models that have made it, it unfortunately it traveled the least distance. So, move on to the last model that I'll have for this competition, the Aston Martin V12 Speedster. So, being the last model they ever got out for the 2021 production line, let's see how it can do here in this track layout. Wow. Apparently not so good on some parts of track, especially inversions. But we're just gonna see how it can do in general. Well, one more time. Cannot take shortcuts. Trying to get in the same place as Metalloid. Not acceptable, pal. And so this is basically the competition as a whole. Lots of models, 17 in total, but apparently 12 didn't make it. The other 5 ended up in various spots around the whole layout, mostly within this final stretch. The curve and this straightaway here leading up to the white finish block, where the Volkswagen Caddy is the only model ever to get all the way to the very end. So it touched the finish block, so it's the only real win here. But these other 4 I'm going to count. The main obstacle / challenge was to get through this. So that's basically what we have right here. Lots of models did not make it because this one piece alone was just too hard for some. And with that in mind, that concludes HWH Season 7, Episode 5. I will see you guys later on, hopefully with more content for all of you to see.